Welcome back, folks. This is Yana the Heretic, and my channel is The Unpopular Opinion Becoming Popular. And after a week of Maia that is considered splitting apart or separating, this is Gate 8 starting May 14th, and this is the one that is holding together. This is the Gate of Contribution. And in the I Ching, it's considered grouping. So this is really where you start to notice the contribution of others and how it creates a sustaining force, to be able to do things or manifest things into existence. And this is really where Maia just gives freely, the air, nutrients, the sun, the wind, the ability for, plants to pollinate, the ability for, all the animals to really sense like, oh, there's berries here, there's free food that the universe provides, that the earth provides. And it's a system, right? You learn in biology in school that everything plays a role. And like we learn about Darwinism and survival of the fittest. And this is really where that a bird poops seeds, and then those seeds grow, and then it gives bees more nectar, or it grows a fruit tree, or and you just kind of go up the ladder where like the snake eats the mouse, and then something else eats the snake, and then you just go up that ladder in the food chain. And the light shines really more on the ability to contribute something in this world. And the people who have Gate 8 are the ones that are saying, I know I can. So these are the people that are on the Cross of Contagion. And whenever you gossip, or whenever you give people a review, or you are trying to sell somebody on something or someone that can do a service for you, that's what Gate 8s are really great at doing. They're really able to be like, oh, you need an electrician, or you need somebody to paint your house, I know the right person for you, like a mastermind with wires or paint or whatever it is. These are people that are the agent, they're considered the agent for all of the talent, and they go around talking about their, people, or their actors or musicians or entertainers, and they're like, this is the right person for your theme. They do this naturally. And this role would fit really well. Like, this is very much the actor trying to get a role, and they get paid millions of dollars to do a movie for a year, or however much time it takes, and they're the perfect person for that role, and their agent really gets them there. So this is the person that's also very individual. Like, it's interesting to see that even though we're in the Maia and we're in the quarter of civilization, we're starting with like very individual gates. And Gate 8 is in the throat center, and it's hooked up to the identity center. And it's really the throat of the individual, it's really still all about, okay, well, you need somebody, and this person is going to be extremely unique, and they're going to provide this really unique role. So it's really about, going back down into the form and seeing how unique your own form is. That's what going into the individual age is really understanding that, like, we're all breaking down into, like, more and more fractals, and none of us are alike at all. We're more so anomalies than anything else. And even though, like, you think you're extremely like somebody out in the world, there's still differences that you have, and talents and skills that you have that the other person doesn't. So even though, we're best at contributing with these things, we're only uniquely us as contributors to the whole, because you may work uniquely compared to somebody else, like, depending on your mood and depending on the day and how much energy you have. So it's really cool because we're just, like, really seeing the illusion of separateness, as well as seeing how separate we can be at the same time, and it really highlights the form in your individual form. Yet again, even though we are very much aware of our guides and our channels, and, like, that's what really makes us even more unique. It's like we have a higher self that nobody else has, just because, you resemble somebody and you have the same job as your best friend or your cousin or whatnot, or you're a twin. That doesn't mean that you have the same higher self and that you're going and doing the same thing throughout life. That was more so even conditioned, most likely, for twins. Yeah. Gate 1 is the gate of self-expression, and it is the direct harmonic. And that's more so the artist, and the artist that gate 8 promotes. So they're always, like, really good at selling something, and those are the people that really want to, like, oh, you have a piece missing in this project? Well, I got the right person for you, and I nailed it, and I got you that person, and it made you, like, this much money, or, it really provided, like, so much more creative inspiration for this project. Unfortunately, the channel of inspiration, the design of a creative role model, which is 1 and 8, is not online in this transit. So it seems like you can tackle, the responsibilities of more than one person, but it really kind of goes back to whether or not you have willpower or ego definition in your chart. So all that really meant is around the middle of May, if you felt like you were taking on a lot of responsibilities and you didn't know how to delegate the responsibilities, like, kind of look back and see whether or not that's your role, and look back and see if that was really successful or if you felt extremely wiped out, because you did need somebody else to take on the responsibility and to do that job instead of you doing it all. Yeah, it's radical, new ideas coming from the individuals, and spreading the word about yourself and spreading the word about others. Like, this is the agent that's like, well, I'm really good at getting people, like, getting people jobs. Like, that's basically what they're saying out into existence. It's like, I'm really good at promoting people and really good at advertising and really good at selling people on other people. It's like putting the civilization together and grouping it, right? And funny enough, actually, during this week, like, me personally, I was in the middle of moving, right? And I had to vend on the 11th. And later, my friend actually helped me. She gave me some 8-foot giant grid wall panels so I can like hang all my art and my nightmare catchers up. And then the following week, like, she happened to not have her vehicle, and I ended up taking us down to vend in Portland because, you know, like, she didn't want to miss this big show, and she allowed me to vend with her. And that was like happening during this contribution. I went and also helped my friends with their new shop that they're about to open. It was like very much like probably the busiest week, doing things for myself, but also, you know, playing a role in the entirety of the systems and getting things up to speed for other people, making sure that they can sell their art, distribute, you know, their goods, and, you know, other people were made happy from buying their goods. And my friends are going to open their shop much faster because they have extra hands, you know, to do the nitty-gritty stuff. So yeah, look back and see, you know, how you contributed during this week. Oh yeah, and I wanted to mention that this is really a voice of leadership. So like, they're individual because they're not relying on other people to really sway them from this path. Like, they're gonna be like, yeah, whatever, like, I'm just gonna go my own way regardless of what you say, because, you know, I know that's correct for me, and I identify heavily with that. So they're, even if no one follows them, they're going to keep going the direction they're going, and that is wise for them. As well as, you know, the other aspect to Gate 8 is that it's really where you start to learn, you know, manners. It's really like how you are developed as a kid within your family, because you learn how to help your mom, you learn how to help your parents that worked all day, you know, making sure the house is tidy before they get home, or, you know, cleaning your room once in a while, or doing your laundry, really learning how to be independent. So, you know, you may have really done some solid work for yourself, and in development of contribution, kind of like perceived more of where you fit and what you can do for other people that would, you know, benefit their life so much and help them, and making sure that they don't run out of fuel and get super frustrated. So it's really important. And I mean, like, when you're growing up, I'm sure your mom would like yell, or, you know, hopefully not, but, you know, most of the time discipline in the past has been extreme, depending on your cultural upbringing as well. So yeah, kind of, it's nice to think about the things that you've learned, because, you know, when you get into older and you get into other relationships, you know, that could make or break whether or not that person wants to live with you, right? Because it's like, are you going to help me with all of these responsibilities, or are you going to just sit back and relax the entire time, you know? So learning contribution is extremely beneficial. And sharing like your friend's work, you know, be like, well, you know, I have a lot on my plate and I'm not going to be able to do this as well as my friend could anyway. So I might as well, you know, distribute the energy and the flow and help myself in the process, as well as help, you know, these people get what they want and find a better fit for them. Questions of the week. How have you contributed this transit? Have others contributed to you in ways? Write down what exchanges were made. Have you contributed to someone else's life that has changed their reputation forever? Has someone done this for you? Devise who in your life is an agent and pay attention to how often they contribute. it's really nice to be able to pinpoint these people that have these skills in your life. Because then you're like, oh yeah, I'm sure I'm going to be good in those people's hands. You know, they're going to be talking about me and it's going to be contagious. Did your parents teach you how to be polite and fit into society in a moral way? Or did you have to learn from harsh experience and trial and error? Did your teachers get mad at you often? And the last question is there some way you can promote your friends that would feel good? Is there any hesitation towards that? Why or why not? And on that note, if you find this to be really beneficial for your week and give you a lot of perspective, a lot of, education, then please do share it. I would love that. And I will see you all next video.